E-commerce business owners, you're gonna wanna stick to the end of this video because this is the exact strategy that made my Facebook ads profitable. So honestly, what you're about to see throughout this video might not be exactly what you're expecting, but I want you to imagine in a world, a scenario where every Facebook ad that you launch was above your break-even point and that you were profiting consistently, just like on this ad account here for this month of April. Imagine this world where you could average higher margins and higher returns on your ad spend than you've ever seen before. So this is where most e-commerce business owners go wrong. And what I see is far too common of people still following the trend of how e-commerce stores ran in 2017 when I first got into this space. So the typical cycle is an e-commerce business sells physical products on their store with 30 to 50% margins, which is very fair, very normal. And what happens is they'll start running ads and end up pretty much very inconsistent, constantly, every single day, riding up and down the line of break even. Some of you may be profitable, and that's a beautiful thing, but what you're about to see here in this video takes it to the next level, where you're never even really gonna have to worry about not being profitable again with your ads. So instead of just focusing on only the button pushing of your Facebook ads and just working to get ad costs lower, what I'm about to show you is exactly what you should be doing right now. Because really there's nothing wrong with focusing on your Facebook ads. That's a big part of what I do, a big part of my channel and who I am and what I spend my time on every single day. So it's better to be proactive than not. But you also should pay attention to this gold mine that I recently ran into. So I want to open up your eyes right now to something that I've been doing recently to scale e-commerce businesses profitably like never before. And to show you what we've actually been doing, here is a screenshot of the last 2 months of revenue that's been added to this e-commerce business. I'm telling you, it's literally a gold mine. These results are of a client from my case study group for this project that I've been helping out with over the last 2 months. And his profit margin on this extra revenue is right around 90%. And in 2 months, an extra 170 grand in revenue, I mean, that's not too bad. So I want to dive into this and how you can apply this to your own business and some of the little ins and outs. So what actually is it that I'm talking about here? I'm sure that's what you're wondering, and that's what I'm going to tell you right now, which is digital product upsells. Now, I love these because literally any e-commerce business in any niche can follow what I'm about to show you and make an extra 10 to 20% in daily profit. And honestly, it's really math at the end of the day and how digital things are evolving. It's a no-brainer, and digital product upsells are completely underutilized by e-commerce brands. Just because you're an e-commerce brand that sells physical products doesn't mean you only have to sell physical products. So I'm gonna give you an example right now of why most businesses that don't do this are unprofitable, because they have a customer come by. We got little Timmy over here who sees one of your ads on Instagram, and from there he ends up going to your kitchenware store. That's what we're gonna use for the example of this video. He goes on your website, he's shopping around, you have knives, bowls, whatever, and he ends up finding some forks. He adds them to cart, and boom, he places an order. That's a beautiful thing. You placed an order. Lots of brands make orders. I'm sure if you're watching this right now, you're probably making some orders. What happens is, when we break it down, is let's say Timmy's order was $100. That was the value of his order for the forks that he bought. There's some expensive forks, but just for easy math, of that $100, let's pretend that your product cost was $40, 40%, which is pretty common, I would say. And then to make that purchase through Facebook, let's say that cost you roughly $40. So out of that $100 order, your revenue of $100 has now turned into just $20 in profit, which a 20% margin isn't terrible in the physical e-commerce world, but think about it. You have to get 1,000 Timmys just to be able to make $20,000 in profit. And we both know that the cost can vary, obviously, for your cost per purchase on Facebook and other things, especially you're selling multiple different products like a kitchenware store. So let me show you how to make $100 in profit from Timmy from the same order without having to worry about minor fluctuations in your cost per purchase with your ads. So there's going to be this exact same funnel here where Timmy goes through, he places the order for what he likes, and you make that sale. But at the end here, there's an extra arrow, and next to that arrow is a dollar sign. So what I want to dive into now is the side of digital product upsells. So what I want you to think about is after Timmy purchases, he's going to reach a post-purchase page where our kitchenware store upsells digital products related to our niche. Some of the quick examples that first came to mind here when I was making this was something like a kitchenware cleaning guide, not too expensive, a recipe book, a cooking course, anything that's going to be digital. And I'm going to give you the main points to the winning digital product upsells here in a second. But these are just things that are related to the niche of a kitchenware store that can be sold digitally. And the reason I prefer a post-purchase upsell over something like a candy rack is because we're not risking that initial order. Timmy's already made his $100 purchase of forks. Now we're just giving the option for him to get something else from us where we're providing value in exchange for money. But the good thing is a lot of it's profit. So let's say, for an example, on average from our digital product upsells, we're getting an extra $30 in extra profit per order after we've been running digital upsells for a while. Then when we look back at this example of Timmy and the breakdown of the numbers, that $20 in profit on that $100 order has now turned into $50 when we add the 30. So 50% margin now on that order after cost, because we're still spending the same amount of money for the cost per purchase on Facebook, which was roughly a 2.2 return on ad spend, to now just increasing our average order value where the return on ad spend is now closer to a 3 just because of using digital product upsells. It's not like we're selling something incredibly expensive or heavy or hard to ship, but instead we're just providing value in a digital way, which is very much where the e-commerce world is continuing to go towards. So now I want to break down digital product mastery, which is essentially going to break down the 3 main focus points as to why I love digital product upsells and why they've been working so well for, an example like client I showed you just a minute ago for his digital offer over the last 2 months, almost $170,000 in extra revenue at 90% margin. So the first piece is digital products are instantly delivered. So it's one of the key points to this is that it can be accessed instantly. So if we're offering, for example, a digital cookbook and Timmy buys it at that post-purchase page for $30, then as soon as he buys it, we make the sale, we collect the funds, and that product is now delivered instantly to his email where he's going to be able to access it, PDF, whatever it may be, download it, and now he has that and can use it across his phone, his iPad, his computer, whatever it is. And there's many different types of digital product upsells inside of this mastery. Things like courses, video courses. It could be any type of guide, PDF, book, anything like that can be instantly delivered. It's really endless and can be used in any niche. And the second piece of this is that digital products upsells are pretty much all profit, because after you recoup the cost of what it took to actually make that digital product, every order on top of that is pretty much pure profit other than operational fees, which typically aren't much. For payment processing, it's a couple percent, but that's across any type of product. But with digital products, the margins are far higher than any other type of product, like a physical product. And that kind of leads into the third point here of it's hassle-free. And you can also avoid things like chargebacks very easily. If someone's complaining about it, they don't like it, boom, send them a refund. Done. Easy as that, where you don't have to worry about them shipping back an order. I know a lot of people that watch my videos also drop ship, so upselling physical products can be a challenge if you don't have multiple products to offer. If your supplier doesn't offer certain products that you want to upsell, shipping products from 2 different suppliers from China is a mess. And I know there's also out there just certain brands that are watching this right now that don't have tons of products to upsell, or just the products they're selling right now aren't selling well. So what you can do is focus on digital products where you're making much more profit, you're increasing your average order value, and overall it's just making your business and life much easier to scale. And being profitable, I think, is the most important piece of this. And that's all because you're adding more profit to the baseline of your business and without much extra work. If you're already making sales, this is literally a plug and play system. A little bonus piece here is that the better the product is and offer, the more that you can actually charge for that, and the better your take rate is going to be. So it may seem a little complicated, and actually figuring out what the right thing to sell may be and actually getting it created. It's definitely not something as simple as just listing some product on your store and starting to sell it, but more so putting the work in to actually create it. But once it's created, you're able to test it and actually sell it, then there's no reason why you can't start profiting more. And I even have some clients that are just selling digital products on their store. Like for an example, I know they wouldn't mind me sharing this. They sell certain packages for like Photoshop and Adobe Premiere, certain plugins and stuff that are digital and instantly delivered, and they sell those on their store and run ads for it. And it's pretty much all profit, which is a beautiful thing. So right now, what I'm doing is looking for 10 motivated entrepreneurs who want to add an extra 10 to 20% in daily profit to their e-commerce brand by doing this, where I'm gonna personally help you over the next 8 weeks, create high margin digital offers, implement the winning setup, and run your ads using my strategies. So if you wanna be one of these 10 e-commerce entrepreneurs to join me over the next 8 weeks in this digital product mastery program, there's a link in the top of this description where you can go ahead, click the form, and apply for your seat. And just a quick note, for you to be able to reserve your seat, you must already be doing at least $10,000 a month in revenue for this to work. But you don't have to be doing $10,000 a month in revenue to sell digital products. Anybody can do that. So take this video and let me know if you enjoyed it by leaving a like or comment so that I know to make more content about digital product upsells, or if you don't like it at all, I'll just keep doing it for myself and making my clients money. But that's the end of this video. If you made it this far, props to you. I really appreciate you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions, you can always just message me on Instagram or leave a comment below this video. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a big like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.